EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It was Jalen Smith who worked through to make that stop.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On second down, Eckler. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs to the 43, second down. For these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
At the 43-yard line.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Looking deep for Adams. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Jalen Smith, the NFC's leading tackler in 2020, there on the stop defensively.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run. And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Herbert off of play action. And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fun. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48th. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. On play action, it's Carr. Got a man open, it's Darren Waller. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there, because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. We're scoreless after 1.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Second quarter from Vegas, the homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
So Carr will depart, and on comes the Raider kicker Daniel Carlson for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Carlson is good, and the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Charger drive about to get going. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. And the Raiders have got him. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
After the sack on first down, Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 10 more there and another 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. The 30. 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. The Charger drive about to get going. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
To about the 26 here. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Flushed out right. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Jet sweep. Carr backs it forward. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Charger drive about to get going. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to air one out.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked up by Rakisin. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top.
As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway.
Dante Pettis now from his end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Throwing on first down is Carr. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. It's a squib kick that still makes its way down inside the 15.
And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48 there.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. It was Sebastian Joseph who got him down defensively.
This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there of 20 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give to Jacobs running right. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Chargers' 34-yard line.
93. To throw, it's Carr. And it's complete to Adams. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert. Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to have it here at their own 15. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Austin Johnson, the one who makes the stop defensively. 3rd quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10.
To throw his Carr. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league.
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes...
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, L.A. Keenan Allen with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead down to 10, 24-14.
Chargers 14. Dustin Hopkins.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. The throw complete here to Williams. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
First and 10.
Carr. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back, and he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens, because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10.
On play action, now Carr. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
And the Chargers are right back in this football game.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Here's Herbert.
And that's into the hands of Eckler.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Herbert throwing again. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. And now here's another interception. Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Raiders are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
99 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Yeah, maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
Now they'll throw with Carr. They shakes him off. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Derwin James with a pick.
And the Chargers are right back in this football game.
Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage. Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. He'll get this to Eckler. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Herbert back to the air.
Open man is Palmer. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chargers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Hopkins with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
24, Chargers 21.
So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
143 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
180. We're good.
That's a jet sweep. This is Adams. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays, really hurts the team on defense.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll run with Jacobs, and they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Carlson able to put this one through, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Charger drive about to get going.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Herbert going to throw. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders have just about sewn up this football game.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is the 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Carr down to a knee, and that ought to just about do it.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. Well, Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, ultimately one thing sticks out like a sore thumb. One side lost this game because they turned the ball over 4 times, and that was just too much for them to overcome.
And that number might as well be in neon because you're exactly right. It just jumps up from the stat sheet. Your eyes go right to it. And with that many turnovers, they really played themselves out of this game. Too careless with the football too many times. That cost them the victory.
So for Las Vegas, the playoffs may be out of reach, but the win gets them to 4-8 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead, they fall to 5-7. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.